Hello, James. Yes, I have actually been in that middle common room, the MCR.
Have you?
Now, you need to think social club rather than Carlton Club when you think about MCRs in Oxford colleges. They tend to be one room, quite dingy. You know, the sort of thing that you would be used to going to a school disco type thing.
Yes,
and the surprising
it's a very
thing
good
about
point,
that room
actually,
is
isn't
it
it?
actually had that picture.
Yes,
you know, the picture of the Queen was there. I was always surprised that was seen.
Were you a graduate student at Magdalen, or were you just visiting?
No, I was. I was at St Catherine's, which backs onto Magdalen.
Yes.
Yeah,
much less architecturally impressive, isn't it, St Catherine's?
Yeah,
You're more like a motorway service station as opposed to Hogwarts.
I'm more like a council estate than
one of the many Oxford colleges I was turned down by, so I know of what I speak. I popped in there in the late 80s. So when you say you were surprised it was there, is it possible even that it was put up almost as a piece of mischief by a previous generation of graduate students?
Almost certainly.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, almost certainly, because the graduate community that uses the MCR is a very small fraction of the graduate community of the college.
Right.
You get the same old faces in there all the time.
Yes.
Most people there's a lot more international students in the graduate community than there is in the undergraduate community.
For now, Brexit will soon fix that. But for now, it's true that there are more graduate students from overseas.
Yeah. So, and again, you only need a member of the MCR can say, "Yeah, I don't like that picture. Let's have a vote to take it down." And it just happens to be who is in the general meeting or the open meeting at the particular time. So it could have been.
So it's an enormous pile of nothingness in one sense, and yet here it is on the front page of the Times newspaper. Never mind the Mail and the Express, the Times now. Admittedly, a Rupert Murdoch sheet, but still, a paper with a proud record and history. How many students do you think, and I know you're just going to be speculating, but from a position of knowledge and experience, unlike all of the people railing against the removal of the picture, how many students ballpark would have been casting votes on this, do you think?
Not many. I was the MCR President of St Catherine's. So when we used to have open meetings, and we're a big college, we're the biggest college in Oxford.
I know.
We would have 20, 30 people.
So we could be talking about, so say maximum 24 then? 24 graduate students?
24, yeah.
It could have been 13, 11. I mean, it could have been a really close call. So 24 students have decided to change a picture on the wall of their... Again, let's try and find a phrase that isn't dreaming spires, something a little bit more prosaic. It's the common room. Do we all have staff canteen, staff room? I mean, what would we call it if you wanted to de-Oxfordise it? How would you call it?
Think social club, really.
Social club. So 24 people have had a vote on whether or not to take down a picture from the wall of their social club.
Exactly. That is basically it.
I sense you're not going to tell me what you're really angry about.
Well, I'm angry that the papers are angry because it's a nonsense
Welcome
story,
to my world, Martin. Welcome to my world. Well, no, I mean it's not. Anger's not the right word, is it? Because we're chuckling away, but it is. It's a sense of frustration at watching good people. Good, honest, decent people being treated like absolute cattle by people getting paid a fortune to whip them up into a state of frenzy over a massive pile of nothingness.
Totally agree, and the thing that got me to call in was the way when you said you're never likely to have been in that room, and I guess the vast majority of people wouldn't have, but I'm in the fortunate position that I have, so I know what the picture looks like.
You're basically going to get close to getting a Ray Liotta for this. This is an astonishingly this is a qualification of the very highest standard. Had you been president of the Magdalen MCR, then you'd have been over the line. But as you were merely president of the next door college's MCR, then I'm afraid you're denying yourself the accolade that we can sometimes bestow on this programme. Do you want to have a crack at what other people are really frightened of or really angry about when they are so successfully manipulated by this story or not? It's entirely up to you.
Yeah. I think what the papers are doing is classic them and us, isn't it? We've got to sow division. We've got to show the world that it's all going to hell in a handbasket, and they're taking down pictures of the Queen.
And what would we be talking about instead? Well, possibly the fact that the High Court has just ruled Michael Gove broke the law in awarding a contract to his associates at Public First. The court has ruled that a reasonable observer would think there was a real risk of Public First won the contract because of favouritism. But nothing to see here. There's a picture of the Queen over there.
Or the government breaking the law on international aid, you know.
There we go. By breaking their own manifesto pledge. I don't know that they've broken the law yet, but if they're listening, I'm sure they'd take that idea and run with it. Martin, thank you.